Good morning. I'm recording my thought for the day today whilst out on a walk. I'd like to share a conversation I had with somebody about 15 years ago. I went on a conference and I didn't know anybody else on this conference, and as often happens on events such as these, the people leading it, for the very first thing they got us to do was to get to know somebody else. So we all had to mingle around the room and find somebody we didn't know to talk to. But that wasn't difficult for me because I didn't know anyone. The first person I found myself talking to said something that has stayed with me all this time. She said to me that before arriving at the conference, she'd been out for coffee with God. I must have looked slightly bemused because she went on to explain further. She said once a week or so, she made an intentional decision and said to God, "Come out for coffee with me." And she would go to a cafe and she'd order a coffee and she'd sit and she'd listen and she'd talk to God and she'd read her Bible and she'd simply spend intentional time. Now, of course, in these days of lockdown, those of us who like going out for coffee with friends haven't been able to do so, but it's a bit like that. And that's what I've been doing today. Every morning, possibly like many of you, before I start my day with work, I spend time with God. I spend time reading the Bible, I spend time praying, I spend time listening to Him. And every now and again, rather like today, I say to God, let's go for a walk together. And so out we go. And I'm never disappointed. He always turns up. Now, of course, that's not surprising, and I shouldn't be surprised by it. But the reality is that sometimes we fail to notice the presence of God because we're so busy getting on with the day-to-day. What have I noticed today? Well, the first thing, and often the thing that strikes me, has been the bird song. And I found myself reflecting on the bird song because as I was walking and recognising different noises, different tweets, different songs from the birds, I found myself realising that actually I don't know which song belongs to which bird. And that led me to think, well, if I had my earthly father with me, who's an avid bird watcher, he would be able to tell me exactly which bird each song belonged to. Of course, God knows exactly which bird each song belongs to. And of course, God doesn't just know each bird because He made each bird. He knows each one of us. He knows me. He knows what's going to be happening in my day. He knows the things that I might be anxious about that are going to come up in my day. He knows the things that are going to bring me joy. He knows every part of me. And often what that does, and it's almost certainly done it today, is it leads me to praise. It leads me to go back to remembering and recognising this wonderful God that we serve, who is a God who knows us intimately, who made this astounding creation, the beauty of this world in which we live and in which I'm privileged to be able to go out and to walk in the morning. But He loves it when we intentionally make the space to spend time with Him. We may know, and I hope you know, that God is with us all the time. He is always present by His Spirit. But there's something special when we intentionally notice, when we intentionally make the time. When might you today and on the days to come say to God, let's go out for a walk together. Well, let's go and have a coffee together, even if it's simply in the back garden, if you can't get out further than that. Spend some time listening to Him. Spend some time simply watching, seeing what you notice, seeing what He might say to you. And as you do, my prayer for you is that you would discover God afresh in your day, as I have discovered God afresh in my day to day, reminding me of his love for me, reminding me that he notices even me amongst all the millions, just as he notices and knows each bird by its song. God bless you and have a good day.